The day is finally upon us. 1.0 of Blade and Sorcery's Crystal Hunt is out. We have now brand new game mode, and with this brand new background stories and an official game mode story to the game, where you can be a gravity, a mage spell, a mind spell, a lightning spell, or a control spell. Straight off the bat starting the game, the brand new UI system looks incredible. While creating our new character, we've chose to go with a gravity spell to be able to go and get a little bit of lightning later on. So first things first, if you have played PC VR Early Access, you will probably not recognize the island as it is now. You will be greeted with a lot of notes giving you a little bit of insight to what's happened, where you are, and what you have got to do. This basically just explains right here, this one, that we have been stranded and that we need to basically get on the move, and a little bit of the story of the Dalgarian ruins and the Arabian kingdom. You may recognize this as the home area in the sandbox game mode. This is also being done out completely, so it's not going to look like how it was left originally, now with the new Crystal Hunt being out now. Also, with the touch of brand new NPCs, giving them a little bit more life. And with this, we have got some amazing and beautiful brand new environments. The Crystal Hunt cave area is now more alive than ever, and we have got a very mysterious doorway, ominously followed by with some hidden ruins and Dalgarian statues, and 4 key gateways to unlock the door. Once you make it to the home base area, you will notice the environment is completely rechanged. You've got a mysterious tower in the back over there for the Crystal Hunt game mode. You've got the planets in the skies, the stars, and you've got the home area right here. Now, which leads me on to my next thing, the actual crystals for the Crystal Hunt game mode. This right here, what you've got is a starter or a small lightning crystal, depending on what you may choose as your background sorcery magic. If you do choose one, you do also have the option to choose neither and just start completely from scratch. This is where it's going to get a little bit interesting. That table in that room that you didn't really see do much in the last update, well, you want to come in here, and in this room, this is where the magic is going to happen. You place the small spell crystal of lightning, or whatever you may have chosen, onto the table, and it's going to bring up a really beautiful start of somewhat of a skill tree. The bigger the crystal you get, the more layers to that spell and the abilities there will be. When you start in Crystal Hunt, this is what you are pretty much going to have to begin with, a lightning spray. So when you click active on that to go and get it, the way you upgrade crystals is you get more ammonite crystals to use as a currency, if you will, for this skill tree to go and upgrade your abilities so you can do more with that magic spell. And the way you get more crystals is you play more outposts. But before you do that, you go to the Baron's bounty, as the Baron himself would like to meet you. Now, apologies, I wasn't able to get this full audio here, but this is one of the first talking NPCs of the game, which is so freaking cool to see. The Baron himself in Blade and Sorcery, explaining who he is, what he does, and this is the brand new shop area where you can go and buy your upgrades of weapons, clothes, armor. The more you progress into the outposts, the more that you basically unlock. And from what the Baron explains, simply there is a lot of people that come to his shop and spread rumors of the new Dalgarian ruins, which are the old civilization that were big on sorcery. Now, at any point that you do come back here, if he does talk to you, I haven't got up to that bit yet, but I do suggest playing through the Crystal Hunt game mode if you want any more dialogue audio from him. There are a few sneak peek of secrets and surprises around this area, but that is another video which I will do. The shop area is very simple. The red cloth on the table over there is where you go and place your buying items, and anything that you do collect or buy over time that you maybe want to sell, you go and put on the blue cloth and sell with the book. Now when you do first start, you're going to have some pretty bland average weapons, and you're going to see a lot of new ones that you probably have never seen yet. A lot of it will be bland like this at the minute, but as I said, the more outposts that you play, the more stuff that you will unlock. So I did decide to go and get myself a little bit of starting clothes to start off with. You're wondering how you get this money? Well, when you start Crystal Hunt, you do start with 100 coins at least, but do not fret if you do spend those 100 coins at once. Just play some of the outposts, as at the end of each of them you will get money, and if you are lucky and you do find some, you can find money in the ruins of Dalgarian and the Arabian Kingdoms if you know where to look. So when you do first start your first 2 outposts, they will be very simple with a difficulty level of 1. This is based on 1 to 3 skulls right here. And when you do go and start these, it does get very simple. If you've already had the practice of playing outposts before the 1.0 update, you'll know what to expect, but there's going to be a few little changes. So the different outposts that you go to, you're going to have different kind of NPCs. The more difficulty there is, the more different ranged NPCs you're going to get. So this is only difficulty 1. So we're going to have a lot of enemies that are not wearing armor and have very basic and similar weapons to what I have right here, to knives and hammers and etc. and small little wooden shields. And when you do finish your first outpost level, like most, you'll be greeted with this room right here, which is almost like a treasury. You'll have some food to regen your health if needed. And then when you go and find this chest, you can choose to open it with gravity or by your hand. And when you open the chest, you will get one of those crystals I talked about earlier, which you can upgrade the skill tree with the levels. Also, not to forget to mention the beautiful new inventory that we've got to place all these items in, where you can go and put your money, you can go put books, food, anything that's needed, and make sure to take those ingots. You can sell them for money as well at the Baron's shop. So when you get to the point of collecting enough Dalgarian ruins maps, once you've gone to the few outposts where they have maps as rewards at the end of their trails, you will be able to have the option to go to a Dalgarian ruin. So with the Dalgarian ruins, this is where you are going to find the rewards of bigger spell crystals, or choosing what next elemental spell that you can choose to wield with your blade and sorcery. When you get to the door, you will already be greeted by a barrier of people that have failed to get through, but you will see that this is the only way the door is able to get opened, with somebody that has sorcery. So once you do open this door, you'll be greeted with a lot of new different things of a bygone era passed by. With the technology still running supreme, you'll go down this gravity well over here, and you will have a lot to explore. This takes a little bit longer than your average dungeon. An outpost run takes around 10 minutes to complete, give or take. This is roughly 20 to half an hour. And the Dalgarian ruins, don't even get me started on this. This is one of the most beautiful places I have ever seen, and I cannot wait to keep coming back to this area every time that we do complete Dalgarian outposts. The maps that you do collect do pay off, as it gives you the ideal location for your character to go and get the next little bits to open that mysterious door in the main home area. You roughly get to a halfway point when you'll get greeted by this big room right here, which looks like a big meeting chamber. This is where a few waves of enemies did spawn for me, so do keep an eye out and make sure you do have your best weapons with you, and if possible, maybe some armor. As once you have done that, You want to go through all the secret passages, and you will be greeted by this beautiful area. My god. Wow, wow, wow. They have not failed with the landscape and the design of any of this. Just look how cool this is. This will then eventually lead to the infamous Hector, or the big rock golem that everyone saw in the trailer. This guy, honestly, when you first fight him, I was absolutely terrified. But to be truth, he's quite slow. But this is probably because I played on difficulty 1. Don't be daunted with fighting this boss, as it is actually quite fun, but once you get the key of what to do with this, I had my first instinct of just running. But simply, the easy solution to this, you will notice, if you do have a good look at him, there are pink crystals actually on him. These pink crystals you're able to hit, but you cannot do that without getting the blue lightning crystals. Around the arena, you will notice these bad boys right here sort of giving him power. You want to get your sword and destroy it. This will temporarily stun him. So when he gets stunned like this, you want to be able to go and whack as many of those pink crystals as you can. Because the more of these you get, the quicker the boss fight ends. As you can see, I kind of did a really poor job of trying to get as much as I could. I only got 2 right there. You will get a few more that do appear. There's roughly 4 or 5 that I managed to get off him. He will do some flailing movements and throw quite a few rocks with his gravity hand at you. But then what you want to do is you want to keep going and get all of these lightning crystals destroyed, and the more he gets done, the more easier it gets. But you will get to a point where you may not be able to go and get more lightning crystals, as there's only a certain amount in the arena. At that point, you'll probably want to do what I did, which for some reason worked, or I don't know if this was intentional of the developers, but I ended up just climbing on him. So simply, yeah, you can just climb on him because he is for some reason grippable, and you can go and just smash the crystals off of him. It may take you a few tries to do so, and he's gonna move. Just try and hold on, because he won't throw you off, unless he may do in a bigger, higher difficulty. But once you go and do get those crystals, as you can see, he will get stunned for the last time, and you just need to go and do this last bit, which you need to go and stab his face, and this will give you an amethyst crystal. So once you do go and get this crystal, you want to go and pull it out of his head, and once you got it, it will disassemble the rock golem, and this is what it looks like. You want to go and keep that, as the next room that you go to, you're going to have a very important decision to make. So once you get to this room, you want to go and place the amethyst crystal onto this platform right here. And you're going to have these orbs that go up, and you're going to have a few different options of what to choose. So we had the options of fire and gravity spells to choose to add to our arsenal of spells, giving us the basic ones so we can go and expand those on the skill tree. We've got a brand new one of mind control and lightning. Now, whatever you choose here, this is entirely up to you, but with what I chose was the mind control spell to use my telepathy and more improvements of controlling my enemies. So you want to give it a few seconds, and then you will get this that happens. A new spell is born, and a new spell is added to you as a sorcerer. This was probably the most beautiful part and the most rewarding part out of this level. So every time you complete a Dalgarian Ruins pass, you will get a new spell of choice to either really upgrade to tier 2 or to give it the base level. You can go and upgrade this brand new spell that you do acquire in the skill tree in your home base once you return. But as soon as you're finished with the Dalgarian Ruins level, you go by the white passage